Spider-Man Homecoming. Have you seen it? What do you think? Let's talk about it right now. What's going on, guys? It's Xander here, and Spider-Man Homecoming is now in theaters. Today we're going to do a little bit of a spoiler talk. I'm not going to do a play-by-play review on the video. I just wanted to talk about some Easter eggs, some of the pros and cons, some surprises. We can also speculate on what we're going to see in the future of Spider-Man. So let's get started. First off, I want to start with some of the pros. The performances in there were astounding. Honestly, their choice by having Michael Keaton play the Vulture brought a whole new life to the character. To be honest, I was never very fond of the Vulture. I thought he was kind of like another one-off villain, really. Never really cared for the character, but Marvel did a great job of kind of bringing some kind of validity to the Vulture character. Michael Keaton, very intimidating. I never really gave the Vulture much thought. Seeing Michael Keaton portray Adrian Toomes in the way that he did, I was thoroughly afraid of the Vulture. He is angry. He has something he's fighting for. He lost his source of income thanks to damage control, and now he's got to find a new way to make a business, and he's doing all this for his family. It had much of a Breaking Bad kind of vibe to it. He's doing something that he probably shouldn't be, but I mean, it's the best way to make enough money to give his family the life that he feels they deserve. And coming from someone who's married and has a kid, I can understand that. A couple things about the movie that I also really liked were the fact that Iron Man wasn't really huge in the movie. In the trailers, you see a lot of Iron Man and Spider-Man, Iron Man and Spider-Man, and I was afraid that there'd be too much Iron Man in this movie. It almost seemed like a Iron Man featuring Spider-Man kind of movie. That wasn't the case at all. I felt that the amount of Iron Man in there, just, you know, every now and then popping up, hey, what's going on? Everything good? You know, that was really good. Now, one thing about Aunt May, at the end of the movie, you see Spider-Man getting his suit back and everything, and he's putting it on, getting ready to head out, and then you just have this glimpse of Aunt May walking in on him saying, what the... Not sure I like where that's going. My favorite thing about Aunt May was that in the cartoons and the comics, there was kind of an unspoken understanding between the two. Aunt May always seemed like she already knew he was Spider-Man. However, she never really outright said, listen, I know you're Spider-Man, stop lying to me. You know, she understands where he's coming from. She understands why he wants to keep it a secret from her. She understands, you know, kind of his mindset in this. One thing I didn't necessarily like was how Michelle mentions that, oh, my friends call me MJ. I know that's gonna be a huge debate. I mean, it's already been established that Michelle is not Mary Jane whatsoever. My belief is that they are not going to mess with that in any way that ruins the sanctity of Mary Jane Watson and her importance to Peter Parker. However, I do believe that this whole MJ thing will cause some people to believe that in the future she could play some kind of love interest with Peter. I just don't think it was really needed. It was kind of like a one-off, kind of like how they play up on a lot of the fan theories nowadays. Some big surprises. The Infinity War suit, I'm calling it right now. At the end of the movie, Tony's congratulating Peter. Everything looks good, you know, he did a job well done, and Tony offers him a spot amongst the Avengers. He even offers him a place at the Avengers sanctum, I don't know what to call it, and he offers him a brand new suit. And I believe it's kind of a take on both the Iron Spider Armor suit and the Spider Armor. I'll have pictures of it. And he turns it down because honestly, he's still a kid. He still wants to experience being a kid, you know, through high school and stuff like that, but he wants to watch out for the little guy, which I think was the best move on his part, because that's how we know Spider-Man. We don't really know Spider-Man as an Avenger. Yes, he becomes an Avenger. The Spider-Man we know and love, he's more grounded. That being said, I think there could be a possible Defenders team up. It's a stretch, but that's something I would like to see. The return of Pepper Potts, Pepper Stark. They're getting married. Pepper shows up after Peter leaves. There's a press conference that they were going to announce Spider-Man as a new member of the Avengers. However, he says no. Now what are they gonna do? They have all these reporters here. So Happy pulls out an engagement ring that he says he's been holding on to since 2008, which is weird since that's the year the first Iron Man came out. Their cinematic timeline is kind of changing at this point, which will be in another video. But yeah, Pepper's back and they're getting married. Last I remember, they weren't doing too well in Civil War. In the beginning of the movie, I do want to point out that you see Adrian Toomes and his crew cleaning up after the events of the Avengers that happened in 2012, or up until now has been confirmed to have happened in 2012. Then there's a title card that reads 8 years later, putting this movie in 2020. If that's the case, how can this occur just months after Captain America Civil War? I want you guys to think about that. I'm gonna think about it some more as well, and we'll talk about that in another video. So, Spider-Man Homecoming. What do you guys think? Go ahead and comment down below. Give me your guys' thoughts. Let me know what you guys think about what's coming up. And yeah. So I had previously uploaded a Spider-Man video that I had to take down because there was so much news going on. In that video, I had a featured artist. The song's by a band from the Orlando, Florida area. They are known as Outatime. Good friend of mine from back home in Maryland, Mike Forbes. He's the lead singer of the band. Go ahead and check them out. Go to their Bandcamp, download their single. Good stuff.